Yeah, I'm looking at Agios this morning. Agios down around 50%. Looks like a buy to me. Agios is weird because like the delta on what the company's worth is not that high. They were trading at cash. They have one drug that's selling a little bit, but that's really the story of the company in a lot of ways. Is just like it's very easy to calculate what it's worth. Well, Nvidia reports later. Oh, Agios might be a big one. So they're selling this for that weird disease, 𝗕𝗏𝗘 kinase deficiency, I think. They have an NDA for thalassemia. Beta thalassemia is not a terrible market. The sickle cell's dead, but sickle cell is just one. Yeah, eventually there's no greater fool. Sometimes you are the greater fool. It's me. Got paid by hedgies. We got paid by the hedgies. It's true. That's how they operate. Those hedgies are vicious. No, I'm shorting OLMA. I covered last night when they announced the deal. I covered a bunch of stock, but this rally is a little surprising. But I don't know. There's a lot of people saying this is going to be a big space. But you know, I always thought SERDs were so yesterday. At least Agios is ripping. Almost 25 now. I like that. My next move is crucial. What do I do? How do I keep it real with Shorty and the crew? Excellent question. Where are my DMX fans? I'm trading OLMA around, but no, I didn't cover it. Last night I covered some when it crapped out on the offering. This was a predictable move too. I should have covered more or went long or something, but that is life. Life in the fast lane. Life in the fast lane. I don't know, Andreas. I don't know if they want that. Cap on, cap off. The capper. Yeah, I added like 10,000 OLMA at the like 2220-ish, so I cover some of that. Make some of my money back there. But it does look like it's gonna fade. I'm more concerned with quantum, man. I mean, this rally's insane. Here I go, got a short OLMA again up here. It's crazy. Fighting this thing. Hate fighting. Why can't we get along? Cooperate. Or the doc will have to operate. All right, let's look at Nvidia. Was consensus last quarter. Let's see where we're at now. 54.9. Much higher. It started out just a few months ago. Consensus was 51.75, went up to 53.4, and now sits around 55. Guidance was 54. So street's well above guidance now. Next quarter, can't make this up, 62. Street was at 57 a little while back. Now at 62 billion. So massive increase in, they're actually expecting acceleration. Is that right? These expectations are something. We can look at CoreWeave's CapEx to see if we can divine something here. CoreWeave spent $2,389 in Q3. We know where that money went to. It went to Nvidia. It's actually less than I had projected. Let's look at Meta. Again, all the hyperscalers told you they're spending more than they thought they would. It's exactly, Meta came in almost exactly what we projected, 2 billion more. 18,829. And they said, wait, that's, did I get this right? Hold on. Yeah, these quarters are a little staggered. 20,829. I already have that. Now we'll look at OpenAI in here. Not really sure how much they spent, but no, they raised a lot of money. So we'll leave it at that maybe. Anthropic's spending more now too. You know, they cut a deal with Microsoft and Nvidia yesterday. Check out Oracle. Oracle's reporting what in December. CapEx for Oracle did tick down. Being a mega bear doesn't pay right now, but I'm about to go from ashy to classy. I think Nvidia is going to blow out the earnings again. I just don't know that it matters. The stock market's in this weird place where the market understands that NVIDIA is going to beat the earnings. The market understands that the hyperscalers and the Mag 7 basically are buying huge amounts of chips. But what the market wants to see is end user demand. And the market can't see that yet. I know it's there, but the market can't see that yet. And that's kind of the problem. The market saw tons of end user demand or tons of spending or tons of buying, I guess. They'd change their tune. But the problem is that, you know, there isn't an obvious way to see that. Now, they see it through Azure, but the market would like to see it from other places too. It doesn't trust Azure necessarily, so... or GCP or AWS. So a lot of the places with the demand are private or opaque where it's not so obvious, you know, and the corporate demand isn't really going to drive revenue. It's maybe drive cost savings. So AI is kind of a predicament, you know. I mean, it'd be a lot easier if OpenAI was public. Then the market could kind of see the big boom. Or Anthropic, but you only have Palantir. And if you had OpenAI and Anthropic, they have more revenue than Palantir. They'd be the darlings. I like Sarepta. It's one of these stocks that's like permanently in the doghouse, and you know, you just got to wait, and at some point it'll be in good shape again. Yeah, they look better than Palantir's, more pure play AI too. I like OpenAI quite a lot. No, I think the Sarepta DCF is much higher than that. I think Sarepta can get to 50. It's just so punished, and so you got to understand the hatred for this company is so deep. I fully expect it to take, you know, a couple more quarters, and you know, we could at least, you know, see the earnings and the, you know, revenue and all that are real. Uther is a very well-run company, but I don't see how they last with 𝗪𝗏𝗪 so long. It kind of looked like a short to me, but I also would have told you to short Uther 5x ago. So they've been really good at executing. I don't know, Vanji. I don't know. Can you give me an example of a company you want more data for? And I will get it done. Sorta, JB. Flowland is really old, though. We have Swiss stocks, Jonas. Which one? We have Roche, we have all those things, and delayed prices coming soon. Which one's EBS? EBS. So many. Well, who's EBS? Oh, the Swiss Electronic Bourse. Which stock, though? I know the Vertex, VIRTX, and I know the Swiss Exchange, the SIX, SIX. Oh, Roche. We have Roche. Are you crazy? ROG space SE. We're rolling out the intraday pricing shortly. Yeah, Roche had a big gap up yesterday on that news. Gemini 3.0 or 3.5? I think it's 3.0, isn't it? I do not ski. I haven't gotten an update on EQS. Hopefully it is moving along. I'll get that tomorrow. Freezing here. Don't know LX. What kind of company is that? I don't trust your fashion sense. No offense. I'm just kidding. I do. Balenciaga? No Balenciaga. He's gonna overrun the card. I want Balenciaga. No. This stream's sponsored by 5 Hour Energy. Take one of these, good for the rest of the day. How many 5 Hour Energies? Over under 1.5. All right, let's see. You want ABB? Which stock do you looking? ALN? ALN? Yeah, All Real. This is All Real Holding AG, AG, Swiss Real Estate, 3 billion Swiss francs market cap. There's some updates on Godel here. Try to hard refresh if you're on there. There's a update in progress. QM is batch import. Ooh, that sounds fun. Oman rearrangeable columns have been added. DES shows the correct market cap for some privates. And multiple share classes. Finally, DS can now toggle to intraday. That's pretty neat. Wojak. Who made this Wojak? This is so Wojak is so dumb. Whoever made this, who put this in the code base? I want to get blame right now. Who put this trash in the code base? This WJI. I need to get blame. The best feature, somebody writes. If this is voted best feature 2025, I'm dead. Wojak, the only feature worth the price. I paid because of Wojak. What? 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏? I think that's a typo. Is it live? Will it respond to live Wojak? Can somebody do a Wojak? Let me see if it responds. Oh, yeah, it's responding. How do I do a Wojak? I don't even know. Oh, it's this. How come my Wojak... Oh. Went to the bear side. 58.8% pink. When is the Wojak going to start crying? Oh, there we go. TBPN, Saudi Forum. Korean Wojak. Oh, Wojak has to be internationalized, please. Especially Korean IP addresses. Should see it in Korean. Batch import sounds pretty good for QM. See, how do I do that? QM. And what do how do I batch import? Doesn't say. There it is at the bottom. Batch import. 400 commas, comma separated tickers. Okay, so if I do Amgen, Merck, Pfizer, Lilly, yeah, I guess I'll do quantum too. Getty Ion Q, BTQ. Well, just because I think a stock should trade somewhere doesn't mean I will, unfortunately. The most traded here, Plug Power, because it's a $2 stock, is always the most traded, but then Open Door, Nokia, Ondas are all up there. Nvidia, the only sort of big one. I don't really know Druck's pharma guys. I don't talk to them too much, so that's his pharma guys are picking those stocks. I don't know what it is, the value guy. You got to tell me what kind of company it is. You guys want to see me repair it? I'm like, bro, you crazy for this one? I wanted like a $40 sweater. I wanted like Fruit of the Loom. Man bought me a whole Balenciaga. 700. What do you think of, Kanye West or something? Man bought me the nicest sweater I own. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, got me a whole new wardrobe for that. Now I need it. Oh, you're gonna get a chain too? Apparently they want a chain. Now we're ready to cook. We need to make the money back. This is fancy. It's like, this is like a 𝗏𝗏 joint. It's like wraps around. It's like, you see this? This comes back. It almost gives the appearance of a, you guys maybe can't see that. This stitching is very rare. What did 𝗏𝗏 say? Got a little like, it rolls up around the top there. Shoal collar. Oh, of course 827 knows. Oh man, these fashionistas, dude. Maybe when I was his age, I was a male fashionista. Maybe I started losing it after my 20s. I just became a Bill Gates, Warren Buffett clothing guy. Bill Gates, real story, he told my friend, he got some glasses for like $60 and he was upset that they were expensive. He's like, I get the discount glasses at this place, but I had to go to this other place and it was $100. Homie, you worth 200 billion. Worried about a $100 pair of glasses. Yeah, how much are we paying this guy that he thinks 700? I'm all ready to dump some specs. Yeah, why do they call it Godel? Because you take the God L. Yeah, he did get me that cashmere from Gobi Prokar. Take it out as bonus. That's a good idea. We'll go halves on it at least. Man, OLMA was up 15% at one point. It is flat now. Who got caught in that? Who got caught in that? Not Shkreli? Not Shkreli? I shorted more. Think I got squeezed? Please. What do you mistake me for, man? I'm not that guy. Don't put my name in there. Shkreli got squeezed. You never heard that. Shkreli got margin call. You've heard that. This is Agios. Agios fell apart today on bad sickle cell data, but they still have a company. They still have a drug. I mean, no, I would say the opposite, Crown Jewel. I don't see Nvidia helping quantum anytime soon, but quantum would go down a lot. Nvidia's in this really hard position where they're a victim of their own success. I mean, there's so much expectations riding on the shoulders of this company. At some point, those shoulders get tired, and it's heavy. Nvidia's at 420. I think it'll be good numbers, but we'll see. We don't know. They might have one of these shock and awe quarters. Yeah, I think they might shock and awe. They might shock and awe. Shock and awe means, you know, such a big beat, such a big guidance raise, up 10%. I could see that. I could see that. I don't know if it's going to happen by end of the year or not. I mean, you can't force these things, but yeah, you know, it could happen in time for JP Morgan. A lot of people try to time their big biopharma announcements for their JP Morgan conference. Is kind of a big time you want to do things. No position. I don't know if quantum will rally. If Nvidia rallies, not necessarily. It's always 420, so don't get too excited. And I need to use the bathroom. I have to take a rigetti, so I'm going to be back in, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. But 420 Nvidia, we'll do a quick preview before then as well. Street's at 55. Guidance was 54, and the street's at 64.5 for next. Wait, no, I'm at 64.5. Street's at 62 for next quarter. I'm gonna turn on the audio too. 420 is the earnings release. The call's later, but 420 for earnings release. Watching carefully here. All right. We see a red candle. Consensus 126. Earnings matter a little less. It's all about revenue. AOC 420 will come on and tell us what we need to know. I got $1.38 in my model. There's $1.26. Consensus 55.6 billion in my model. Consensus at 54.9. I bet you they come out. What do you guys think? 56? Do we see 56? Maybe even 57? Guidance was 54. So they'll probably come out at 56. That's what they typically do. But consensus for next quarter is 62. I don't know what they're going to give. Honestly, I think they might be fine if they give 62. I see a big red candle here, though. It's not that big, actually. It's about to get wild. I think it's got to be 56. At least? I don't know. I wouldn't say that. 56 is fine.
Live markets U.S. stocks close slightly higher with Nvidia on deck.
𝗠𝗖𝗎 going to buy 600,000 GPUs. That's the Saudi deal with Elon. But when are they going to pay? This one question. You could actually write the check. All right, here we go, guys. Very close to any second now. It's out. 57. Big number. Guidance 65. Pretty big. Solid. Really solid. It should be enough. That should be enough. Market should hold on this. Can't see a trade down, but don't think it'll be up 10%. It's not a shock and awe, but it's what we all expected, more or less in line, a little better than expected, even including very high expectations. Don't think it's going to hit 200, but very good numbers for sure. That's what people thought would happen. Could sell off if it hits a 195 or 200. I'd even consider shorting it up there. Big numbers though. You know, this is a company that just we were at 64.5. They came in at 65 for guidance, just even a little bit above what was fairly, elevated number there. So 65% year-over-year growth for next quarter. Keep in mind, in Q2, growth had been moderating. Growth was only 56% in Q2. I'm sure you guys can see that. Growth had gone from, 100% to 90 to 80 to 70 and even hit 60 at one point. Starting to fear that maybe things would be slowing down, but now they're back at 57, which is an uptick from last quarter, 62% year over year, and then projecting next quarter of 65% year over year, which is even faster than last quarter and the quarter before. Companies this big don't grow that fast, right? Companies this big don't continue that level of momentum. It's a pretty rare for that to happen. Jensen said Blackwell sales are off the charts and cloud GPUs are sold out. Compute demand keeps accelerating, compounding, each growing exponentially. Virtuous cycle of AI. Ecosystem is scaling fast. More foundation model makers, more AI startups, and more countries. AI is going everywhere, doing everything all at once. Again, this is often the best time to sell. Sort of peak euphoria. Look at this candle. Three big green candles in a row. There is going to be a time here where the euphoria, you can pick off a sale. I would wait till probably 200, to be honest. But, remember, markets expected something big here. It was not a strange It's not a strange finding here. They telegraphed massive numbers. You know, you could see a dump. That telegraph was very, very clear. Now, at the same token, no pun intended, you know, the price backed off a bit. So I do think we're going to hold on to some gains here, but don't be surprised if you see a sell-off. Don't be surprised if you see 200. It's about the mood of the market. My opinion is the mood's pretty dour. You know, the issue, as I said earlier, is that it's not so much that NVIDIA is doing well. We all know that. The problem is where the end market's doing that are driving the NVIDIA sales. You buy the computers first, and then you hope to sell the product that you make from the computer. But if we don't see that, then the computer sales are actually a lagging indicator in a lot of ways. Just because the companies feel confident to buy the computers, now they could be chasing FOMO, they could be chasing momentum. There's not necessarily, you know, the end user demand. And, you know, companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, they're prophylactic. They know that they need to buy this stuff before people even want to use it. Question, where the hell is AI actually useful? I mean, I think that's a crazy question. All due respect, Paul. I mean, AI is useful everywhere. Where is AI not useful is what I would say. We use it every day for coding, for all kinds of things. But, you know, if we get close, if we get closer to, 190 or 185, you might consider going long. These were very good numbers. But, you know, what you basically have to look at now is you're saying 65 for Q4. So that's probably going to end up being 67, right? So you're talking about probably on the order of $2 a share. Now, maybe like $1.50, $1.60. And so what does that mean for fiscal 27? And that's a pretty important question because it could be, they don't give that guidance, but I do think we're going to be looking at an even bigger number than this. So for example, Street's at 293 for 27, but now, you really could easily see 350 or even 400, I think, as crazy as that sounds. And does that mean we can get $8, maybe even $9 a share of earnings? In which case, paying 20 times is not bad. But again, one of the major questions that all semiconductor companies have to face is, will you see, I don't know why they would halt Regeneron for this, but maybe they're halting it for something bigger. Oh, it's resumed. It's resuming. Regeneron's halted for this 8 milligram. That's no big deal.